All right, so the first thing we have to do is we're going to have to get registered for OnRamps. And to do that, it's a little bit of a chore, but let's see if we can get this done. And hopefully I can have everybody registered by the end of our first class together. So we're going to go down to our list of what we're going to have to do today. We're going to skip this first step here that says registration dates. We don't need to worry about that. We're just going to go right here. Student registration, step by step, which is going to require us to create a UTEID. And we're going to have to get into the OnRamps portal and get signed up for our class. Then we're going to have to get into Canvas and figure out how to navigate through Canvas. So without further ado, we're going to scroll down and I'm going to walk you through these steps. So this is the student registration step by step. And we're going to start with creating a UTEID. Now, if you've had a UTEID in the past, if you've taken another OnRamps course in the past, you already have this. So if you already have a UTEID, you do not need to make a new one. You just need to make sure that you remember what yours is. And if you don't, then that's easily fixed. We can claim it after we put in our personal information. So step one, we're going to go to this website right here. And if it doesn't work on your screen, if you just type in, like most of us don't put in the https://. If that doesn't work for you, then make sure you put in the HTTPS because sometimes that can cause problems. So go to the site and you're going to click on Get a UTEID. Again, if you've already gotten one, there's a different step for that. So down here, you're going to answer these questions. As soon as you click on Get a UTID here, it's going to take you here, and you're going to answer these questions. And it says up here that if you don't know the answer, choose no. And you're going to click Continue over here, and then it's going to ask you for your personal information. Now, make sure that whatever you type in here is how you want it to look every time you see your name. If you're lazy and you don't use capital letters, then every time you see your name, it's not going to be capitalized. So take the time to make it look good and make it look right, okay? When you put in your email address, it says right here, don't use your Fort Worth ISD email, because once you graduate from Northside High School, your email address is going to be bye-bye. So you want to use a personal email address, whether it's a Hotmail, Google email address, whatever you have. Just use that instead of your Fort Worth ISD email address, because you're going to need to get on here at some point later on after you graduate to get your transcripts and so forth. Okay, so if you happen to type in your information and you've already got an EID, then you just click on whichever one you are and claim it. If you have to claim it, they'll have to reset the password, and you'll have to call this number right here. This is the number to OnRamps support desk. All right. Now, when you set your password reset questions, do it with something that you're going to know. Now, let me tell you a little secret. When I do mine, I use one thing that I can remember, and I use that for the answer for all of my reset questions every time I do it. That way, I always know what my answer is if I have to do a password reset. If you put in your favorite pet or you put in your favorite restaurant, and this year your favorite restaurant is Torchy's Tacos, and then next year, you decide that you like Olive Garden better, then you're going to forget what your favorite restaurant is, because I've done that myself. So come up with a response that is the same for every question, and that way, when you ever have to do this again, you can make it a lot easier for yourself. Then you're going to create a password. Now, this is going to be very difficult for most of you. It was very difficult for me, because you can't really use a word. When they say password reset, a password, they mean a pass conglomeration of letters. It's not a password, because you cannot use any word in the dictionary. What I've done in the past with my students is I've told them to think of a password that they've used, and then when you find that word, you're going to want to do it backwards. And it's going to take some time to remember this. Okay, this video is coming to an end, and we'll pick up with a video here in just a few minutes. So I'll have a second part coming up soon for you.